Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick, and today we have set number 30628. This is the LEGO Harry Potter Monster Book of Monsters, containing 320 pieces, and retailing, sort of, for $25 at Barnes & Noble. The release for this was a little bit weird, where it was first available with $75 Harry Potter purchases at Barnes & Noble, and, that sold out, like, extremely quickly, or, well, disappeared extremely quickly, but then it came back, and you could just buy it for $25, as well as I think it was still a promo, and that kind of fluttered in and out of stock there, but it became pretty consistently readily available from Shop at Home directly. If you're buying anything from LEGO Shop at Home that included $75 worth of Harry Potter sets, you got this again. So, that's how I got it. I combined it with the vintage car promo, spent $90 on stuff, and, $75 was Harry Potter, so I got this. And, yeah, I mean, this isn't something that I would have gone out of my way to get, from Barnes & Noble, because I didn't. But, it was one combined with the other promos that were at the time, and, the fact that the new Harry Potter sets that I kind of wanted just came out, so, I figured I'd grab this. It comes with one minifigure, which didn't really even need to be included, I don't think, but, it's nice that they did, and it shows you the little action feature on the back, and you get a single instruction booklet with an ad for all of the 2020 Harry Potter sets on the back, which I guess makes sense because this did originally come out before the 2021 ones were revealed even, but, it's kind of interesting. And the box size for this is a little bit odd. It's like a square box, which isn't something that you don't really see very often. I guess it's not quite square, but it's pretty close to it. Here it is all built up, and yes, you can stand it up on its side, which is kind of cool. And I think that this may end up being the way I display it. Obviously, the way they show it on the box is like this, and you can fold these out a little bit, kind of make it look a little bit more, evil. But, that's how they show it on the box. Compared to a minifigure with mid-sized legs, it's pretty decently sizable, you can see. It's maybe a little bit deceptively large on the box. Like if I were to take this and put it next to it, if they're back in the same spot, this is a little bit bigger than it appears, but, for the most part, it is a similar size. If you're curious, that's what they look like next to each other, They are the same width, but this is one stud shorter? No, I guess it has to be two studs shorter, right? Because I think they're both even. So this is like two studs shorter, but I guess these kind of little spikes kind of help make up for that slight difference. And yeah, they are equally thick as well. So if you just have a spot where you're displaying all the Hogwarts books, I don't think that the Monster Book of Monsters would look too out of place there. Monster Book of Monsters does have a decent amount of stickers on the front. You kind of have to line up these ones and those ones pretty well. It's not too hard. Maybe this one is slightly off, but, these ones I think I did a good job on. And you have the eyes there as well, which are also done with stickers. And just, for the most part, looks pretty good. You can move the tongue around. It's on a ball joint, and you can also rotate it a little bit. So you can kind of get different looks there. But, probably going to want it just like that. Looks pretty good for the most part, and we haven't gotten into the big feature. There is also the little spot down here where you don't have the pages continuing, but you can kind of hide that with this little spike. So I would recommend kind of maneuvering this spike just so that it hides that from whatever angle you're displaying this at. But yeah, the big action feature here, no detail in the spine, I should have mentioned, but big action feature is you can take this, put it sideways, and push it along the ground, and it's supposed to chop. Mine, for some reason, does not work all that well, at least on my desk surface. So, take that for what you will. But what is essentially supposed to happen here is you're supposed to be turning this, and it will do that. And, it will chop as it walks along the ground. So, I'll probably have to look into mine and see if maybe I did something wrong when putting it together, but, I feel like maybe I just pressed the pieces in too tight, and maybe if you didn't press them as tight as I did, this might work better, or it could just be that it doesn't like this surface for some reason. But, for the most part, I think that this is an effective looking display piece, and, the added little action feature, attempting to replicate something from the movie, I think that that's kind of cool, even if mine doesn't work perfectly. I think it's a nice thought, at least. Well, you have our single Draco minifigure here, and, he's a fine figure. There's nothing exclusive about him. He uses the, original versions of the Hogwarts robes, which I do like better because they don't have the crest, which isn't really accurate. So it is nice to see that at least these are still, in production, and maybe won't be going away completely to be replaced by the book versions. But it looks fine and cool to get a Slytherin torso, I guess. His face print is the same that we've seen before in recent Harry Potter sets. Believe starting with the Astronomy Tower, I think that was the first one to use it for him. But it's the same face that they used for Kaz from Star Wars Resistance. And the other thing that makes this figure a little bit interesting is the fact that he does still use his first and second year hairpiece, but I assume that this is supposed to be based on Prisoner of Azkaban because he does have the mid-sized legs, which I think is the first movie that they started representing. Well, yeah, it is the first movie that they started representing the main characters with mid-sized legs. So I guess this is probably supposed to be that, or maybe Goblet of Fire. But I would assume since the Monster Book of Monsters is introduced in Prisoner of Azkaban, that this is supposed to be a Prisoner of Azkaban Draco. Which, sure, it's cool. Nothing exclusive about him, but I guess it's kind of nice. And yeah, honestly, that's probably the best way to describe my thoughts about this whole set. It's kind of nice. I mean, I don't think that it is the greatest Harry Potter set ever made, but of course it's not really a set, it's a promo, and you get this for free. And I think $75 is a pretty generous threshold to give this away with. So, I mean, honestly, I got nothing really bad to say about this. I would probably say that this is worth, it's probably worth the $20 value that, LEGO says it's worth. I think it's hard to find anything really wrong with this. Yeah, maybe it's not the most exciting thing ever, but it's free, so it doesn't really have to be. And I think that, anyone who does get this, I think they'll be happy with it. Would I recommend going to spend, $40 to $50 in the aftermarket if you missed this and you're watching this review a couple of years from now? Probably not. I mean, it's not that good, but if you are looking to buy Harry Potter sets when this was released, I would definitely recommend doing so. There should be maybe a day left if I upload this on time. It took me a while to get around to building this, so sorry for that. If this review did change your opinion and you're too late, sorry, but I can only do things so fast. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.